This is a Podco original.
My first drink was at Selena's house
Oh,
during
really?
this. Yeah. It was this like really bad, like molasses tasting liquor that they had that was called absinthe. I remember the bottle so specifically. It had like a cat with like green eyes or whatever. And I like broke into the Gomez's Tiffy's liquor cabinet. I was there I think I was staying at the house for some reason and just was like, how much can I drink just to try this without them knowing? Isn't that terrible?
And my move was listening to a woman, responding, and asking questions.
What a concept.
Then that was like fucking shooting fish in a barrel. Like, I don't know what the hell the guys were doing at the time.
Because we're talked at all the time.
I didn't know that.
And my go-to move, if I have one, it's not even mine, but there's this thing called the triangle method, where when you like are around somebody and you want it to be on like Donkey Kong, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What you do is you look at both their eyes, so 1, 2, and then their mouth, and it's the triangle, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh shit, like they want
left
a little
eye, right eye, mouth.
left, yeah, and so
Check, please. Let's
as
go.
they're talking, you just casually go.
Hey, everybody. In this episode, Max is Maximan.
Maximan.
And I, at one point, I'm D Battery Guy. And we love that you're here. And if you want to see more of us,
I'm going to be perfectly cheesy. If you want to be like Maximan and save the day for this podcast, please follow and subscribe on Apple, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcasts.
I always say like and subscribe, but follow and subscribe.
I always feel like there's a smash this button and a that button. It's not that complicated. Just hit follow on Apple or Spotify.
See you guys soon.
Enjoy the episode.
Welcome to my already favorite episode of Wizards of Waverly Pod. We're going to be talking about Maximan episode
It's season 2, episode 5, Alex's brother, Maximan.
And we're doing a rewatch with my favorite person other than Jen Stone in the whole world, my wife, Yulia Deloise.
Hello. Welcome.
I'm so excited that you're here.
You're one of my favorite people, too.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Can we just say, Yulia is a ray of German sunshine.
And we didn't even know that was possible, right? That this
true.
existed. Well, thank you for having me.
How are you feeling? Because you were saying you were having a little bit of second thoughts on the drive over.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, because I was driving here and I was thinking, that was not a good idea. I should have just stuck to hanging out with you guys on the sofa watching ghost shows.
Zach Baggins.
That's what we love to do. Watch Zach Baggins. If you're watching, my wife, listen to me, has watched every single episode, every single season. I think there's like 26.
Well,
our Ghost Adventures podcast rewatch is in the works.
Yeah, and I had to save some for you to come over and then us watching it together.
Yeah, we watched the Catalina one, right?
Yeah, the Catalina one. Yeah,
no,
we need to do, because I'm overdue for another dinner and ghosts at the Deloise's for sure.
100%. And that, I don't know if I'm jumping ahead too much, but I had a thought yesterday when I watched this episode, number 5.
Yeah.
Season 2. You're talking about
You got it.
And I have to tell you, you guys know that, but your listeners and viewers might not know this, that I have probably only watched, and please don't be mean to me now, but I've probably only watched like 5 episodes.
That's what I said last night to Yulia. I was like, how many episodes have you watched? And she's like, I don't know. And I was like, 5, 10. She's like,
with my eyes, like obviously when he rewatches, I hear it in the background. I hear him laughing
at himself.
I tell everybody that you watch me laughing at myself.
So you've rewatched David rewatching.
Yeah.
But honestly, though, I'm with you. And I was on the frickin' show. Like there are some episodes, especially the first and second season. This is the first time I'm watching them too. So you're not alone.
Yeah, and you forget a lot. I mean,
you forget a lot.
With my work, that's the same. Like you don't have the capacity in your brain to save all this. But what I wanted to say was when I watched it yesterday and I realized what the layer is.
She didn't know what the layer was. We're watching and she goes, is that the layer?
Support for today's episode of Wizards of Waverly Pod is brought to you by Honeylove. Honeylove has revolutionized the bra game. Say goodbye to wanting to take your bra off as soon as you get home. I'm definitely one of those people. And goodbye to underwire without sacrificing the lift. Honeylove's bras feature supportive bonding that eliminates the need for uncomfortable wires. Think the Lord. Honey Love is not just supporting women, it's empowering women. Treat yourself to the best bras on the market and save 20% off at honeylove.com/wizards. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off honeylove.com/wizards to find your perfect fit. After you purchase, they ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Honeys, you deserve this. Free the pain and discomfort. Keep the support with Honey Love.
I was like, I gotta write that down. She said, "Is that the layer?"
But I thought it would be really cool to have a Zach Baggins Wizards crossover where he investigates the lair, because there's a lot of like voodoo looking shit in the background, which I think I was very surprised about that, because I don't think that Disney is like so much into like, you know, these otherworldly things. Like I don't know, you know, for me
they do it on like a nice they take the edge away from it, but they can do it in like a nice wholesome way. That's how they typically. I think like Nickelodeon had like Haunted Hathaways,
right?
Stuff like that. But
Jason Thomas Gordon's sister produced the Haunted Hathaways.
Oh, really? Okay, well, let's get into the episode. Okay. So it originally aired October 19, 2008, season 2, episode 5, Alex's Brother Maximan, written by Matt Goldman and directed by our wonderful, most of the time, director Victor Gonzalez.
Yeah, Victor's amazing.
This was the first episode with Max's name in the title.
Interesting.
So the overview of the episode is the kids fail at their group magic project, so Jerry devises a master plan that will force them to work together, but Alex has to sacrifice her first date with Dean, and Justin has to sacrifice building a robot, because that's a huge sacrifice for Justin, so they can help Maximan, Max's alter ego. So the episode starts in the lair, which we're going to have Zach Baggins investigate.
I mean, wouldn't that be amazing?
It would be such a good crossover.
Here.
Oh, I'm feeling something. I'm feeling really aggressive for some reason.
Yeah.
Max is reading a comic book and proclaims that the best superhero is the Spandex Avenger. Justin retorts that it isn't as tough as his robot that he made for the Robot Olympics. It immediately malfunctions, of course. Jerry walks in and expects the Russo kids to have their group project on wall walking prepared.
That was fun to watch.
No one has worked on it, as they never. I feel like with group projects, they always drove me nuts, because I was like the super studios kid who like did all the work for everybody. Which one were you guys? Were you the one that let everyone do the work? Or
no, I would participate. Maybe I would just say these are my strengths. Again, I'm dyslexic, so certain things are not the best. But I would do what I could to help the But
that's
group.
a healthy collaboration.
Yeah.
What about you?
Honestly, and that's going to be interesting for you, we don't really have that many group projects.
Germans are like, we're doing it on our own.
It's by myself.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I'm not sharing.
Here's the thing, Yulia, everybody hates a group project, so that's not a bad thing. You guys just eliminated the bullshit that we have where we do group shop.
But it forces you to be social.
It's true. Well, and the reason that we do group projects and the reason Jerry wanted everybody to do wall walking was it gets teamwork and team building and gets you to work in a team. So he stresses the importance of teamwork. So he has Justin and Alex use Havity No Gravity, the spell of the week, to help Max climb up the wall of the lair. And then Dean texts Alex and her phone interferes with Justin's robot circuit board. Everybody gets distracted. Max falls down and eats his emergency burger.
Yeah, but not before he finds the burger up on the top of the,
that's right.
the thing. Yulia's like, where did he get the burger? And I'm like, on top of the thing.
And isn't it like all moldy and like...
It looked gray.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. And what was? And I feel like did he really eat that?
I know. I mean, obviously, whatever it was,
he ate whatever it was.
They made it look. I mean, they could have put something very edible on it. But emergency burger, I think, is funny. Let's just go back to the side of the layer. They've got the bricks, and they've got Max walking up the thing. Mm-hmm. It looked so cheesy.
I know.
So funny. You know.
Well, but it was our 7-day turnaround effects. You know what I mean?
Right.
We would show so we do the pre-tape of those kind of effects on Thursday, and then Friday they would do this like put together. They'd either just show the green screen that Max was walking on, or they would try to put together. I mean, our special effects team had a hard job of those quick turnarounds.
Yeah.
But like how? Honestly, it's almost 20 years ago, right?
15.
Let's not age us
sorry,
that much, Julia.
But because I was watching it,
it
and
was
I was
2007 when it started.
How much or how little did they spend on this? Like,
well, we would shoot.
Well,
we would shoot, and they would have,
the budget is only so much.
It would be a month sometimes. I mean, in the first season, they would have more time because we didn't air yet.
Yeah.
But the about a month from shooting, it would air, maybe a little less or a little more.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, but still, I mean, it was.
Some of them are rough. I always go back to the chandelier. The chandelier is like my mea culpa,
Right.
my like comparison of like, oh, it was a rough.
Which
The Tea Party episode with where us
I'm
hanging
gonna
on the
watch
chandelier.
that.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm sure you heard him laughing to it.
probably.
This is so random, but Alex is texting Dean in the layer here,
Yeah.
and she has a sidekick.
Yeah.
So iPhones had not come out, but iPhones, I remember, started while we were working on Wizards, and I feel so silly, but Peter Marietta went and had his assistant line up to get the first iPhone, and
Yeah.
he showed it to me. And he pressed buttons, and he showed me the map, and I was like, this is never going to take off. Way too confusing. See, this is why we're married.
He loves
funny.
Herculia laugh.
But it is just so interesting to me because it's dated. I mean, when someone's using a phone or not a phone. And for me, I want to say, do you guys remember when you got your first iPhones?
Oh, geez. Vaguely. It was like it was about this big. For those at home, it's not that big. Maybe like the size of like the palm of your hand, a little
Right.
bigger. And it was very boxy.
Yeah,
it
it
that
was.
small?
And
It was pretty
the
small.
sides were rounded.
The
too,
sides
I
were more
think.
rounded, less square like they are now.
I asked the question. I don't remember when I got my first iPhone.
You pulled a me where I ask a question I don't have an answer
I
to.
just remember I was that fucking guy who had my
I
phone on my
remember.
hip.
You
my flip
were.
phone on the
No.
hip.
Oh,
But you
that's-
didn't have like one. This is the most unsexy thing for me. These people walk around with these Bluetooth, like
yeah,
little.
yeah. The Britney
Did you-
Spears headset thing.
I did not have it.
Did you guys see? Okay, this is a very much an aside, and then we're getting back to the episode because we have a lot
Yeah,
to talk
yeah.
about. But did you guys see the first season of Shark Tank? There was a guy that wanted to, like, with the Bluetooth device, surgically implant it into your ear.
I did not see that.
Oh, I have to show you guys.
Are you
It's-
sure that's not Black Mirror?
No, he was so serious, and
my
they all
God.
were like, absolutely not. Which, of course, now it's like obsolete.
Yeah.
But it's like, can you imagine if you had surgery to make this obsolete like Bluetooth headset, put it like
That would be
surgically
scary.
implanted in your ear, and then he was like, oh yeah, you just plug yourself in at night to charge it. It was gnarly. I'll send it to you. Okay, so we're at the sub shop. Dean is asking Alex for root beer to, basically to just get her to come over to him so he can ask her out on their first date. Roller skating at the skate barn. Alex says she's busy working, leave her alone. And also first dates are sappy. So can we just call this whole thing our first date? Justin is still tweaking his robot, asks Alex about her first date with Dean, which he hears over the headphones.
Right, which is so
my
funny.
Which is a funny bit.
She
I
was
love
laughing.
that. I love that so much. You
Good.
were so funny. You were so
Aw.
cute, but it was you.
I was a little baby.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like these headphones and the outfit and everything. And
Well, it's-
you screaming.
Yeah, from the
Because
sub car.
I can hear what's happening, but I can't hear through the headphones how loud I am. So I'm basically being like, he's saying this.
Yeah.
He has the bottle opener on a keychain. Like, yeah, the screaming. I love that bit too. So I'm so glad that you found that
was
funny.
so sweet.
It was so funny and excellent choice of headphones for you and
massive.
for David because they were so
yeah,
big.
I laughed about when
David,
Justin
Justin
we're
comes up.
We're saying character
Yes,
names.
okay. So Justin comes up with his huge
Yeah.
headphones.
Yeah, he hadn't even said anything, and I laughed about that too.
It was
Well,
funny. A
and
good
that's a-
visual joke is
Yeah.
nice. A visual gag is
No,
is
I
a
mean,
good
that was,
thing.
heck, half the heavy lifting of Harper was the visual gags. I didn't have to say a word. I just came up and had a tiger on my shoulder and it was funny.
Well, you got a huge laugh
Yeah,
because
but
they
you
cut to
gotta-
you over there and you didn't
It's
even
ridiculous
say
headphones.
anything. You didn't say anything and you got a huge laugh.
Yeah, but those laughs were put in, you know?
But still, I mean, it's
Wait a minute.
the whole thing together.
Yeah.
I mean,
Flag
it's-
on the play. We had an audience, and that was definitely shot in front of the audience.
No,
yes,
it
they can
was.
sweeten the audience, which
Yeah, they
means they
sweeten
can
the laughs.
add laughter sometimes.
Yeah.
They say call it canned
But that
laughter.
was so long ago, I don't remember if the audience actually laughed. At the
I was
cutaway
there,
to-
Jen, and I remember they
Oh.
laughed.
Okay. Well, I'll take it. So we're concerned, Justin and Harper are concerned about Dean taking her to Dean's Corner at the skate barn, where he goes and takes girls to kiss them. And then Dean approaches Alex, revealing that their first date's a group date. So she's disappointed. And she also was like, hey, can your friend bring Zeke along? He wants to go. And she's standing right there. And
And you get selected.
I get selected.
Yes.
And this is, I didn't realize that Zeke and Harper got together kind of, sort of, not really, but the suggestion of it was so early.
Right. But wait. But while you're keeping going,
yeah.
I wanted to say I love the banter between
Yeah.
Alex and Dean. It was so cute.
Yeah.
You know, I love that back and forth. And if I want to go and ask this question, because we didn't really have this in Americas. So I want to go to the Germans. In high school, right, in this kind of time, if there was a date, it was like hey, you want to go on a date with me? Like, I want a date. There were parties where people would go and like
a house
drink.
party?
Yeah, house party.
Yeah.
We'd raid the parents' liquor cabinet and put water in the vodka. And,
Yeah, my first drink was at Selena's house
Oh,
during
really?
this. Yeah.
There you go.
I
was
remember
that the
it
night that
very
your parents,
specifically.
where you lied to your parents?
No,
and then
that
they
was
came
way before it. But I was really into like, and this is so me, I was really into like the Belle Epoque era and like absinthe and like the Green Fairy and Moulin Rouge and like that that time frame of France.
Did you drink absinthe
Well,
at that
it was
time?
the
I mean,
Americanized absinthe, which is not real. It was this like really bad like molasses tasting liquor that they had that was called absinthe. I remember the bottle so specifically. It had like a cat with like green eyes or whatever. And I like broke into the Gomez's Tiffy's liquor cabinet. I was there like I think I was staying at the house for some reason and just was like, how much can I drink just to try this without them knowing? Isn't that terrible?
No, that's what we all do.
so
We
bad.
experiment. I mean, some kids don't. I know
I wasn't
that
cool enough to do it at a house
I'm
party.
just
I was
glad-
just sitting by myself like,
I'm
oh
just
God.
glad it wasn't real absinthe.
Yeah,
Because
me
I
too.
remember
Right.
drinking for the first time real absinthe, and
It really
I
it
have
gets
later
you.
in life. I've had friends bring it over
That-
from Europe, and we've
yeah.
had the whole like sugar cube. I almost
Don't
said ice
try
cube.
this at home.
Yeah, guys.
I raided
Yeah.
my parents' liquor cabinet with my friend David Rubam,
But,
and at a certain point, the vodka bottle, you
Yeah,
take
you
a
fill it
little
with
bit and then you
water.
put in water. The entire vodka was just water at one point,
you had a
But
question about...
yes, I did.
Yeah,
so
sorry, I didn't
in
mean to interrupt
Germany,
you.
correct me if I'm wrong, there is kind of group dating. There is kind of like 6 people kind of go out and get together.
Why does
There-
that sound
but,
kinky?
Nah,
No,
there
but I
isn't-
think there's a
but-
big difference. I think this word dating.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that Germans you guys have very specific rules. Like there's a date, and I'm gonna ask that person out for a date, and this is possibly gonna happen. But if you're a good girl, it's not gonna happen yet, or something like that. And I don't think that Germans used to have these words for it. I think American television brought a lot of like,
Interesting.
let's go on a date. I think it brought a lot of that over to us.
Yeah, like
but
you didn't do like do Valentine's Day or
No,
date
well-
night. She never knew what date night
Really?
was. I
Well,
got to introduce that to
yeah.
you.
Thank you very much.
But I also, it's tough because like I'm super traditional when it comes to dating, quote unquote. Because like we've talked about this before, where I was like, I don't hang out, and the reason
I
for that
saw
is
that episode of
Well, but the
Wizards
reason-
of Waverly Park.
You're so good. No, but the reason is it's because it sets a standard with the guy because of American expectations. I wish that it worked to not have this like set like parameters to
Right.
dating, but I feel like American men, they have this thing, and everybody's a little different. I'm making generalizations, but American men have this thing where it's like you either set boundaries and you set the standard of how you're going to be treated. Otherwise, it's casual. They can get away with murder.
Right.
But I kind of am jealous of the fact that it's not this like high pressure
It's not a
thing.
big thing, right.
But I feel like in American culture, you have to make it that. Otherwise, like they don't. It sets a bad standard from the beginning because that's our culture. So it's
Right.
kind of nice that it's not the German culture to put so much pressure on it.
At least it doesn't seem like it, or maybe I'm just weird and a different
No,
German, and
no,
everybody
you're not
else is
weird.
doing it the same way. Like
Well,
you guys.
Well, hey, it worked out for y'all.
Yeah, when we first met, there were a lot of like red flags in America, and the difference between dating in Germany.
we were talking about red flags. There were not a lot of.
I was about to say, I was like,
I think
That
this is
sounded weird.
second or third day that we met, but I was living in the Pacific Palisades, and I said, if someone is living in Silver Lake, I don't need to get their number because it's 2 hours in traffic.
that's
no,
a
my
very
ex moved
LA
to Culver
thing.
City, and that's when I knew it was over. I was
See,
like, I'm not driving to
and
Culver
then
City.
we started dating, and she lives in Germany, and I live in America, and she lived
That's farther than
5,500
the
miles away.
Palisades.
A little farther, but worth it.
Okay, let's go.
All right,
go ahead.
so Alex asked for help because she doesn't want it to be a group date. She wants to be one-on-one. Asked Teresa what she did, and she goes, "Oh, I just get into a breakdancing competition, and I pop and I
Right.
lock
Oh
and
my
I
God.
break." Dude, that line that she had where she's like, "I think I just popped and locked something."
I was scared for her a little
yeah,
bit.
she
Yeah. And that
Maria
is
commits,
That
man.
is in
Yeah.
the 4th season opener. That's one of
That
her
popping
things.
and locking.
That's one of her things that's in there.
All right, so we're back to the loft. Alex is calling the other people on the group date, telling about this fictional Tears of Blood concert. Justin's real excited about it. She's like, it's not real, dude.
Right, which was funny. I like when Justin kind of gets sucked into the kind of pretend stuff and thinks it's real,
Yeah.
you know. And I was like, and I said this to Yulia, I was like, wait a minute. She's trying to get rid of all the dates so that it's just her and Dean.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I said, Harper's one of the dates. Like, how can they solve this problem? But I was like, how can she do that to her friend? It's
Yeah.
mean, But then you come in.
Yeah.
I'm skipping ahead.
No,
Sorry,
you're
everybody. But then you come in and you're like, I'm not going to go on the date. You removed yourself. So
Because
she
I'm
didn't have
afraid
to.
of the chicken.
I'm
Yeah.
afraid of the scary skate chicken, which is so Disney Channel. But then this is when you come in, going back to that area of the loft, where you come in and you're pretending to read this newspaper about the alphabet deli robber
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
who's been robbing stores in alphabetical order.
And by the way, fun fact, he comes in and he's wearing this T-shirt.
Yes, the exact shirt that I have on for free. Everybody, it's a blue shirt, and was
got
that
like-
blue?
yeah, it's got like
it's
green
blue shirt,
trim.
And I
Yeah.
have a little pocket, and it's free, and I've had it for 20 years.
And you've taken good care of it.
Isn't that crazy?
I know.
good.
So you bring in this whole thing with Max because, again, the group project, the teamwork has just fallen apart. Jerry's still on the lesson of the week of the teamwork.
Right.
And so he talks about this alphabetical deli robber. Max uses the alphabet, which he's like A, B, C, D,
Oh, that
E,
was
F,
so
G, to
silly.
figure out the Waverly substation will be robbed soon.
But that was cute.
If only
Yeah,
the
very
Spandex
cute.
Avenger can stop him.
Right.
Gosh.
So then Max is in the lair. He jumps out in this homemade, Maxi Man uniform with his
Maxi-Man.
with his underwear on the outside.
So
what was your
cute.
did you guys dress up as superheroes when you were kids?
No, I mean, I'm German. I dressed up as
But you
people from fairy tales.
Okay.
Right. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't know the Grimm fairy tales are all German. They're all based in,
Yeah.
all of that is. All
What's
this-
the Brothers Grimm and then Hans Christian Andersen? Is he German?
I think somewhere further up, like Swedish.
I was
Norway,
about to say he has to be like Swedish or
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone's gonna be like, he's rats.
Danish, maybe.
But
Danish, I think so.
Who is your
right,
favorite
but we'll see.
superhero? Maybe Spider-Man?
My favorite superhero.
Because you worked on the Spider-Man
Dr.
show. Is that-
Strange.
Oh, Dr.
Oh.
Strange.
Thought you knew that.
Oh my God, Benjamin
something new.
Cumberbatch! I was so
Benjamin?
jealous.
Who the hell's
What's his
Benjamin?
name?
Benedict.
Come on.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
That's the knockoff Benedict Benjamin Cumberbatch.
But I had a crush on Kate Beckinsale, and then you kept saying, you liked him, and I was like, Dr. Strange.
But I like the.
But you
I
know
like
what
the
you guys can do?
character.
Here, next date night and bedroom, whatever. You
I
dress
dress-
up as Kate Beckinsale. He'll dress up as Doctor Strange. You're welcome. This is weird. Why am I organizing this?
Oh, that is really funny.
I tripod
I
so
don't know.
hard.
This is wrong.
It is okay. All right, moving on. Moving on.
going on.
Wait. You asked us if did you dress up as?
I had a thing where I was a big Disney animation. The 90s were a great time. We talked to Ruth about all the 90s animated
Yeah.
Disney movies she worked on. But our casting director Ruth Lambert. But I like to mix and match my Disney princesses. So there's a lot of pictures of me with Cinderella's crown, Belle's dress.
It's like a patchwork.
Yeah,
situation.
totally.
mashup.
It was a total mashup of just every princess. And then Nala got in there somehow. I just like to kind of combine all the different princesses. Support for today's episode of Wizards of Waverly Pod is brought to you by Honeylove. Honeylove has revolutionized the bra game. Say goodbye to wanting to take your bra off as soon as you get home. I'm definitely one of those people. And goodbye to underwire without sacrificing the lift. Honeylove's bras feature supportive bonding that eliminates the need for uncomfortable wires. Thank the Lord. Honeylove offers a wide range of sizes and caters to the diverse needs of all women. So that those of us with small boobs, hi, hello, can finally have a bra that doesn't gape at the front and you don't have to pull it down in the back. Or those with bigger boobs can finally have a bra that is supportive and comfortable. Plus, they're made with fabric that is so soft you forget you're wearing it. I swear, I think I'm wearing a sports bra half the time, but it gives me the lift of a regular underwire bra without the wire. My favorite one is the silhouette bra that I have in the color Fig because it's this cool purple. And not only does it look sporty and sexy, but it's also supportive and comfortable, which is something that I really look for in bras because I pretty much like to do no bra half the time. So if I have a bra that helps and supports and lifts me without having to feel like I have something on, that is right down my alley. I love the style and just like I said, it looks so cool. So best part of all, I can barely even feel it when I'm wearing it. It feels more like a sports bra than a regular bra. And Honeylove doesn't stop there. Honeylove has more than just bras. They have incredibly comfortable shapewear, tanks, leggings for everyday support from your toes to your tits. Honeylove is not just supporting women, it's empowering women. Treat yourself to the best bras on the market and save 20% off at honeylove.com/wizards. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off honeylove.com/wizards to find your perfect fit After you purchase, they ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Honeys, you deserve this. Free the pain and discomfort. Keep the support with Honey Love.
To the episode for 1 second.
No, please.
So Alex is going to Teresa for help. But Teresa's just like, yeah, no problem. She's not considering or thinking about this date with just her daughter and this boy and kissing and not. So is this Alex's first kiss?
I think so.
I think so. They didn't make it like a big thing because in the first season, Justin had his first kiss and all of that episode. But they didn't make a thing about this. You know what I mean? They didn't.
Well, I mean, yeah, because I wonder if they didn't make a thing about it because they had made such a thing about Justin's first kiss. Like it was an entire episode. That was the title of the episode. So I think with Selena and also too, Alex didn't really make a big deal about it. Like she was nervous about it, but she also kind of went back and forth. Like, do I want this?
It was as if she had been kissed already.
Can I ask you one thing? Because that was something that I was wondering when I watched the episode. First of all, they're talking about the corner. Before we see
Dean's
it,
corner.
they've been talking about it for a long time. So obviously in my adult mind, I had a completely different vision of what that corner looks
right?
like.
It's more like an edge of the skating rink.
Yeah, and it's like as bright as in on a surgery table. And I'm like, well, this is odd. I mean, nobody should be afraid of the corner. But didn't you also feel like, or was that just me, that like it almost felt like Alex just wanted it to get over with? But I
know a lot of people with their like first kiss, they just want to get it over with.
Yeah, but was it her first kiss? I'm going to ask the audience.
Or first kiss. Go ahead.
Did you all think that this was Alex's first kiss? We hadn't seen her kiss, but the way she's acting, it's not as if it's her first kiss.
Well, but also talking about like all the pressure we put on like dating and like different milestones. That first kiss, sometimes people just want to get it over with so that way they can just enjoy making out with each other.
I remember my first kiss. She was my girlfriend.
How old were you again?
I don't know. In 5th grade? How old are you in 5th grade?
10, 11?
10, 11 or something. And she wrote a birthday card. She wrote, love Danielle. And she, at the end, she was leaving the party and she went for the kiss and I gave her a cheek. I was like, I can't do it. I'm too nervous.
Wait, so you count that as your first kiss?
Well, she kissed me.
I know.
You have to lip on lip? Is that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, well then I don't remember the.
What?
Do you remember your first kiss?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Scott.
So if you can't see Julia, she's turning red. I want to hear this. I haven't heard this.
Well, I mean.
Oh, you're not going to tell us?
No.
She doesn't have to. Okay, so we're kind of jumping around a little bit. We have a moment in the lair where Jerry is talking about the alphabet deli robber with Maximan. He teaches him the soap on a rope. Soap fell off a rope. Rope shot out of my hand. Rope tie up that man, which ties up a man with a rope. But you need 2 wizards to do it. And again, doesn't get the teamwork thing. He's like, I'll just make 2 wizards.
Teamwork. By the way, and I'm going to say this, okay? It's good I'm cute because I didn't remember and I didn't put it together that the deli robber was fake. And then I was putting that together.
I forgot that
Not
too.
until the end of the episode.
So he's like, I think that sounds a little bit like me. I think that is me. Is that
I did
me?
the same thing. It wasn't until the very end where you're in like all the black garb and everything that I was like, oh, that's right. It's DeLuise.
And by the way, I heard you're working on your alphabet. Good for you.
Oh,
He laughed so hard you almost fell off the bed.
I'm not sure.
It's so funny, though, to come into your son and say, I heard you're working on the alphabet. Good for you. It's hysterical.
It's a great line. It's a great line. And that's the fun of like watching it all these years later is you can actually enjoy it with some distance and just enjoy the writing and the humor. All right. So we're at Tribeca Prep. Alex is panicking that she can't go on the date to the skate barn because she hates, or Harper says she can't go because the big scary chicken. Alex says it's fine because she wants to be alone with Dean. Harper reminds her it's not a good idea because she has this corner. She's got to Dean wants to make his move. So what's your like big move?
My go-to move is to show Yulia the guns.
Oh my God.
Ow! The arm.
David, where's the beach?
It's over that way. I'm pointing with my arm.
Because you laugh at all of his stuff.
But do you mean like, because we've been now married for a little bit.
Well, when you first started dating, what was a move that you were like, oh, I want to like get his attention or I want him to like think of me a certain way? What's the move?
Really good question, Jen.
Right?
I'll answer
It's a very good question, and I'm very curious to hear your answer.
Okay.
But I don't think we had that.
Me?
You and me. I mean, you probably had it.
Do you want to know what my move was?
I didn't even think. I was here for like 4 more days.
You're too
in
cool
LA.
for a move.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
No, but I was here for 4 more days and I'm like, I'm just going to enjoy my time. And I wasn't on the hunt.
Yeah.
So, But usually my move is I don't even know.
No, what's your move?
Let me think about this.
Okay, while
Yeah,
you're
think
answering,
about it while
my
he's
move
answering.
after being married for a tremendous amount of time and then divorcing, I was a single man and I hadn't dated until I was like 32, 34. And my move was listening to a woman, responding, and asking questions.
What a
and
concept.
then that was like fucking shooting fish in a barrel. Like, I don't know what the hell the
'cause
guys were doing at the
because
time.
we're talked at all the
Yeah.
time.
I didn't know
The
that.
amount of times I've been on a date, which granted my taste in men is fantastic. But the amount of times I've been on a date and I'm like, well, we're at the end of the meal and you've asked me 0 questions, but you've unloaded all your shit. And this is a new thing too, where men just like trauma dump on dates and they feel great because they just had a therapy session and the girl
Right.
leaves like,
So that was my move.
It's
Yeah. When I first met
not that
Yulia,
complicated, but a good move.
I gave her a hug. I said, "You smell amazing," which was awkward for a German, but not for me.
But
And then
guys, it got even more awkward.
as I was leaving, I was like, "Hey, Yulia, by the way, I'm a great kisser."
You said that?
Yes.
Oh
like
my
across
God.
the room, there was like a whole table, all of these people there.
Hey, it worked.
It did, but that is so.
I mean, it took a minute to get there. So, if I may,
But wait,
Well, hold on,
what's her
Did you
move?
think of a move though?
Well, you know what? To be honest, like I think in my dating life, pre-David, I've made
BD.
I've made a lot of bad choices.
Girl, preaching to the choir.
And I don't think I had like experiences where it was like, ooh, that guy and he's so awesome and I'm just gonna put on that one thing that I always do because I know it always works. I was just not that person,
Yeah.
I would love to be that for like a week or so.
I
and
know,
be like,
right?
let's
I
do
see.
that
I
move
see
again.
friends that are like really they have it down, and I'm just not that person because
Yeah.
I'm too awkward and I overthink things, and I just like I'm gonna
Yeah.
fumble it. I'm gonna fumble it. But to answer your question, my go-to move, if I have one, it's not even mine. But there's this thing called the triangle method, where when you like are around somebody and you want it to be on like Donkey Kong, you know what I mean? What you do is you look at both their eyes, so 1, 2, and then their mouth, and it's the triangle, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh shit, like they want
left
a little
eye, right eye, mouth.
left, yeah, and so
Check, please.
just
Let's
as
go.
they're talking, you just casually go, yeah, and it usually lets like trigger something in their brain, or guys are just
So-
like,
Just so you know, if I look at your
Well,
left
she just
eye,
did it to me, and I was like, does Jen want to kiss me?
a little.
I love that.
Okay, so back to the episode. So, I mean, we're kind of jumping all over the place. We
But it's fun.
Yeah, this is the most ADD podcast ever.
So we're at the roller rink now.
Sure. So Alex, so they're finally at the skate barn for the second date. And then the first one was in the sub shop, yada, yada. She's nervously starts stating everything that's going on. And she's trying to find out Dean's intentions. He's completely missing it. He's like, oh yeah, I can race you. I can skate faster than you, all this nonsense. She then sees the chicken that is like weirdly focused on her and spending all this time. And then it does what Harper mentioned earlier about like, well, Dean's move, what is it? What did I say? The spinning flyby. So she sees the chicken do the spinning flyby.
And
That's
she knows-
the cue that it's Harper, which this was like the alphabet deli robber.
Right.
I forgot I was the chicken. I forgot I was the
Were
chicken.
you
but-
really doing the move?
No.
No, there was someone else
There was,
that was
there was a stunt skater for sure. What I
Stunt
do
skater.
remember is that I had a massive crush on Daniel, who played Dean. But this is what happened with me on the show over and over. I got cock blocked by my costumes constantly. Oh, no. Because I was like trying to be all cool, dressed up as a goddamn chicken. So yeah, the show was great for comedy, not so much for my teenage dating life, but I survived.
Wait, can I say something? So
please.
we're watching this last night, and I don't know, why did we switch it into German? Because, everybody, by the way, on Disney
that
Plus,
was
you can take it, switch it into German, switch it into any language, pretty much. There's like 20 languages on this show.
We
and
actually did it a lot earlier when there was a robot situation.
Oh yeah, the
with
Justin dances with
but he does a move
Oh my God,
that looks
yeah.
like
like a Zig Heil. So the robot's arm is straight and goes straight
up. And it
up.
stays up there. And obviously, I'm very sensitized to it.
Sure.
And you're not allowed to do that in
Legally,
Germany.
it's against the law in Germany to do that.
Interesting. I didn't know it was against the law.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it makes sense.
David was like, holy crap. And I'm like, oh, shit. So he's like, you think they took that out of the German version? I said,
they?
I don't think they would or
Yeah.
they could because they will take, like, it wasn't that, like, that. I don't think so. So, but we went back a little and then I put it on German.
Yeah.
And that's
And
why
it was there. And I want to say that Julia has been in the dubbing industry in Germany for a very long time. And what they do is they take all of our product and from different countries, and they bring it there. They write a German script. What they do is lip sync, adapt it. They make it make sense from English into German and also fit in the mouth. So Julia writes, directs, and
hard to
acts
do.
in
And
Germany.
we've been doing that since we're very proud of this. We've been doing this since the 40s. So, I mean, that's like a...
Julia specifically.
Okay, so
Yes,
I did
in
the hard
this-
J. I was like,
But-
no,
but
Julia.
In this episode, we start listening to Jen, and I filmed it. I'll show you later.
please.
But anybody, you can go and switch the language. It's really funny because Max's voice is
So cute in
Yeah, it's so
German.
cute, and
Yeah.
then like to hear your voice because a lot of times they'll match. I've met my voice.
But not for wizards.
I haven't met him in person, but I met my voice for Third Rock from the Sun, and also Charles does my voice for Pupstar and anything else now. What's Charles's last name again?
Rettinghaus.
Rettinghaus. Thank you, Charles. But the woman who did Alex's voice also did Hermione's voice, and that, a lot of people don't know that one actor will do many different voices of people, which is interesting. What were you going to say?
Very quick, because that was my mini full circle moment. I used to be in love with Dylan from Beverly Hills 90210. That's
sure.
I mean, I just, loved
good
him.
taste.
I was
Yeah.
Luke
like,
Perry.
but I was like 13 or 14 when I watched this. And I watched it in German, dubbed, of course. And I liked his voice, too. And his German voice from Beverly Hills 90210 is David's voice on Wizards.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't
So,
that funny?
So you're like, that's why I was attracted to David, not because of
Probably.
his own voice.
Okay, so for listeners, I'm sorry, but I'm doing or if you want, go to YouTube and go watch this. But I'm going to do my opening credit for Dylan for Luke Perry on Beverly Hills 90210. You
That's a
ready?
lot of
This
universes.
is exactly what he did. You ready?
that is what you did.
Because he goes a little left. in the back.
yeah.
And I met him, and my dad worked with him, and rest in peace. He was the nicest fucking guy I've ever
love
met.
to hear
When
that.
we were doing Wizards, he was working there, and he came up and he was like, "Hey, I'm Luke. I worked with your dad." I was like, "Oh my god!" I got goosebumps. He was such a wonderful person.
I love to hear that.
Okay.
It's nice. Okay. So we were talking about Justin doing the robot dance. He does it, and then he finds out Max is going to go stop the Alphabet Deli robber as Maximan. He goes, well, how are you going to do that? He goes, Taekwondo. And he goes, wait, you don't know Taekwondo? And he goes, well, that's what I have limited knowledge. And he's like, that you have no knowledge.
Right.
So he's concerned because we got to help
Right.
Max. What were we
Right.
gonna say?
And Dean says, which is so cute and sweet. We think Dean's corner. Dean's he's a bad guy, and he's like, I didn't really want to kiss because all the girls I kissed leave. And then she leaves.
No, but that's the thing is like it's tough because I feel like we put all this like pressure on dudes of like, oh, like they don't have feelings, they don't have emotions, and it's like, but they're human beings. Like
Right.
humans have the emotions of
It's
like
good to remind ourselves that men are human beings.
they're not just driven by the little brain. No, but that's the thing is so like they have. Comedy ensues, right? The announcer tells him to reverse a bunch, and then Harper does the skate bar and chicken dance. And so in the middle of the thing, he says, like, I don't want to kiss you. And I was actually trying to avoid that because women just use me, and then they run off and tell their friends, and we don't even finish the date. So then they kiss in the middle of the chicken dance.
And Alex, David, they kiss, right?
Yeah. And this is where Daniel was saying, like, the original take was a lot spicier.
Yeah, no one talked to Daniel.
Yeah, because there's a difference between a real kiss and a Disney kiss.
And
Right.
yeah, and it definitely is a different thing. So they had to reshoot it, and that was a
And the one
bummer.
you see is like but he got like talked to. It was a big thing.
Yeah.
She was dating Nick Jonas at the time, and so they did like the Rick and Mortis kiss, and yeah.
So, but how old was he when he shot that?
Well, he was, I think Selena and I were 14 and he was 17. So it's also kind of awkward as well.
Yeah,
a
yeah.
17-year-old kissing a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
We forget that 3-year age gap. At
It's
that
weird
time
that
is
wasn't
weird.
discussed, like that there was not a person designated to kind of
but
like
that didn't
go
exist at the time. That whole like
Yeah.
intimacy coordinator
Right.
didn't exist.
Right.
That was
A
really
little
kind of
different.
post like the Me Too movement. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But also like Riley was like in his early 20s. You know what I mean? And she was 14.
That was one of the
That was,
boyfriends
like, the first
from the earlier.
boyfriend.
Yeah. So now Alex leaves, and
Well,
and-
because Justin says, "Hey, we got to go help Max."
right, and
Yeah.
then Max and Selena and David have a huge Harry Potter light beam going to, and then
it made me
Max
crazy.
climbs up above the substation. Somehow they know the Avenger is
And also,
coming.
we're in New York, and there's no one on the
It's like,
street.
how is the Avenger not supposed to see these?
That was what I was thinking.
So now we're watching this, and somebody comes up in a hoodie and black mask and everything.
somebody.
And I'm like, that looks like me. I think that's me because I go, oh, there. I'm going to rob substation
But there
now.
was like a compression.
Yeah,
on
they
your,
did a
like
voice thing. They did like a
Yeah.
they changed my voice.
Yeah.
And I have to say, and if you guys haven't watched it, you have to watch it. When I'm unmasked, I do this like cute, like Jerry Russo, David Delarey's little, hey.
He laughed about it for like a minute.
I love that you get tickled at him getting tickled at himself. It's very sweet.
it
It's
was
very
so
sweet.
funny.
I love it. But so, like I said, Jerry, the entire episode has been trying to get you guys to work, like the Russo kids to work as a team. And then, of course, he uses this whole alphabet deli robber to trick them into working as a team.
Right.
With the soap on a rope, with
What
the
a twist,
walk up the
right?
wall.
I mean,
what a twist.
The twist was so big that you guys didn't even know.
We didn't
Yeah,
even
I
remember.
forgot. I totally
We were
forgot.
the chicken and the robber.
But then Jerry, aka me, helped out, and the kids worked together, and it was
Yeah.
good. And what a nice little lesson,
Yeah,
that
it
we
was.
all, if we work together, it's a good
When
thing.
then Selena
you know?
starts talking about the kiss, and you freak out, and she's like, "Oh, but hey, good job, we did really great. Look at us."
Right.
And fun fact,
But
yeah, please.
after that, when she's like, "Oh yeah, let's distract you by putting Justin and Max in front of me," my expression, I don't know what I was thinking.
That was-
I
yeah.
looked at
Yeah.
her like, what is happening? I don't know. So I didn't get like the
Julia,
expression.
Sometimes I love that the rewatch, and I'm sorry,
Mm-hmm.
I'm interrupting you here, but I love that the rewatch is just David trying to understand some of his choices. It makes me laugh so much because you were like, "What was my motivation?" in that
And
moment?"
Right.
he pointed it out to me, and I was like, I can't really tell either.
Yeah.
But
It's almost as if, and maybe Selena did a spell, but after this situation at the substation, she instantly is back at the roller rink where Dean
Yeah.
is still hanging out for some reason.
Well, because he's sad. He's
But yeah,
sad
he's
that
just
she
tying up
abandoned
his
him.
shoes. It's like
He's been skating
hours
for an
later.
hour, yeah.
And then I saw that. I was like, they have like this big. They're all skating. Or
Yeah.
was that even before? There's a guy in the background.
Oh, yeah.
That
Yeah,
looks.
yeah.
I'm like. I said to David, this guy in the background, he has to be someone from the team. There's no way that is
The one with the
just
glasses.
Yeah.
Someone who worked on the show.
He was a
Yeah,
stand-in.
yeah.
I thought he was also in PA because I remember sometimes he delivered the scripts. I think.
Yeah,
I don't think
I
he
think
was
he-
just, and he was
I
in the
think he did
zombie
both.
episode too.
Yeah, he was the zombie whose arm falls off
Oh
in
yeah,
Zombie Prom.
I watched that episode.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. I love that one.
That's so funny.
But yeah, no, it was. I felt the same way too. Like we made a point because sometimes we would put some of our crew in the episodes, especially if we needed like extras. And there's definitely times where you can tell which one is because they're like a featured extra because we really make a point to show our crew members.
And all of the extras in Tribeca Prep are like 100 years old.
Oh yeah, they were all
so
like
much
50
older
central,
because and the
50-year-old
reason-
central casting.
The reason why they do that is because the older they are,
They can work
you don't
longer
have to
hours.
do longer hours, and they don't have to do school. I want to say something that my Schwiegermutter und mein Schwiegervater, Vater, guck mal, the podcast.
Mother-in-law. and
My mother-in-law and father-in-law. So I want to
My
say,
parents, they-
yes,
Yeah.
I want to say we miss you, we love you, and we can't wait to see you. Is there anything you want to say to your parents?
No, I'm gonna cry now. That's so sweet. Yeah, no.
Well, we were
Hi.
just with them recently, and they're so sweet and so fun.
They've put YouTube on their like Apple TV, and they're like, we're watching David now.
Oh, that's so cute.
And I will say, Papa, we're going to have a Hefeweizen sehr soon. Okay?
That's love, you guys. Learning German for someone
I'm
you
trying
love
my
and
best.
care about.
Mein,
and like,
mein
that's-
Frau ist sehr schön und
Danke.
ich liebe
yeah.
dich.
And laughing at his jokes all the time. I mean, that's love, y'all.
Pause. Flag
No,
on the
I
play.
was just gonna
Go.
say the episode ends with Alex going back to the skate barn and saying like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna abandon you. This is what happened," and that just goes completely over his head. And then she brings him a burger and they play the claw machine and we're out. That was all.
Oh, and the claw
that's
machine,
all.
the last shot was so interesting because
Yeah,
the claw machine, there was
They went through the claw machine.
It was a shot. The camera was in the claw machine, looking the other way to the fourth wall, and I always love that. I'm like specialty
cool.
shot,
Yeah.
Okay, so Julia,
May I? Because I mean, I've listened a lot now too. I'm
No,
allowed to
poor
say.
Julia. We've just like steamrolled
Shut
through the
up,
whole
David.
thing.
Yeah, this is a present for you. There's
Oh.
something in there that I brought
and
you.
What
can I
is
just
that
say,
for the
I
listeners?
wore
I know,
so
I
the guys
saw
gave
this.
me this like beautiful penny necklace. I know those listening.
Yeah,
can't
our
see it.
friend Amy
I
made
brought
that.
my
I brought this
birthday
all the
last
way
year.
from the Bigfoot Cafe,
Oh my
but this
God,
is just
I'm
a wrapping
honored.
for something.
Well, and I
There's
have to
something
actually
in
Right, you
there.
have to
get
open that.
the coffee.
So for the
which I
listeners,
will very
Jennifer is
soon.
opening up a to-go cup from the Bigfoot Cafe. And what's in there?
It's a weed pen. No, I'm just kidding. no. It's a lipstick.
Yeah, we sell those, and I love those, and I
So
brought
here,
you one.
it's
and
Poppy and Pout, and it's the shade Tomboy. I'm very excited. I'm going to put this on for our
I just
next
saw them.
episode that we shoot.
yeah,
it's,
good,
It's
good.
so no, I
It's a little
can't.
minty.
I can't wait because my mom and I are going up to Carmel for my birthday. I'm very excited.
love
We're
it
going to do a
there.
little girls trip, and we're going to stop by Pine Mountain on the way up there.
Oh, my God.
As long as you're available, Julia and I will be hanging
Yes,
out. So if
yes.
you can
Yeah.
be there too.
No, and I'm love that you're going to come,
Thank
and
you,
we're
Julia.
doing really well. We couldn't be happier. Our partners, Amy and Bill, are great. We have books. We have,
can't
Julia
wait to
has
see it.
curated
I
all
cannot
of
wait.
these
Oh, the
wonderful
flowers.
gifts.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
She brought me
Julia-
a beautiful bouquet. I should just like grab it. But like it's
No,
hot
stop.
pinks, it's like purples. It's so beautiful.
very talented.
The style that
Okay.
she rocks in her life, she puts into her floral
Okay, guys.
arrangement.
Yes.
Well, thanks for watching Wizards of Waverly Pod.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Yeah.
So what?
What?
I'm not gonna.
Please.
I'm just gonna say, what is acting, Julia?
Listening and reacting.
I've said that so many times.
And the audience is like, well, they're terrible at listening. I have one quick question to wrap us out.
Oh no,
The
I'm
spell
nervous.
of the week is Having No Gravity.
Oh.
So if you could use it anywhere, where would you use it? Where would you want to be like, hey, I want to be sans gravity?
I mean, every time I want to go to Germany, I could just fly there by
Yeah.
myself. I don't have to pay for
Although I feel like people
No,
in
you have to
space,
walk.
like
Oh,
You
I
have
have
to
to walk.
technically walk on something.
Yeah.
It's about going up high to somewhere.
and I also am thinking of
that's
like
a
no
good
gravity in
question.
space. Like it would be a very slow trek to Germany because you would just be like,
Right. Okay. So just walking up a wall somewhere.
yeah.
Any place where I wonder what's behind that wall, I would use it anytime.
Okay, I like
Okay,
it.
good.
What about you?
My first thought was the cabin house that we're in. I want to go up on the it's kind of like a pitch roof, but I want to.
There's also some holes we need to fix.
Yeah,
That would
exactly.
be
There
that
great.
would
actually
help.
is.
That'd
about
be
you?
super helpful. I really want to. I have a friend that's into like mountaineering, and I used to like rock climb when I was a kid. So I'm trying to get back into that. And there's a lot of like Mount Whitney and Mount Williamson and like some of those like big like West Coast like mountaineering mountains. Having no gravity would be very helpful and
Very.
good on the quads
Love it.
to give them a little bit of a break than having
Having
to
no
like
gravity.
traverse up those.
That's smart.
That would be how I use it. But anyway, you were taking us out, Julia. Do you want to officially take us out so we'll shut the hell
I
up?
want to say that I learned how to say "Will you marry me" in German, in German, and it's "Willst du mich heiraten?" And she said, "What?" No, she said yes.
I hope you will never use that again.
No, I won't. I love you so much, and thank you for being on the
you.
pod.
Thank you for
And-
coming
Well,
and
thank
putting
you
up
for
with
inviting
us.
me. Okay, it wasn't as bad as I thought.
Good, good. I'm
good.
glad. I know it's chaos, but
No, I love chaos. So,
All right. Wait,
yeah.
say something to your mom and dad right now in German.
Hallo Mama, hallo Papa. Ich hab euch lieb. Mwah.
Okay.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to this very special rewatch with
And in-
Julia Delouise.
In German, you say goodbye like saying this. You say "Tschüss," "Auf Wiedersehen," "Tschüss."